good evening, folks. Today is Monday, May 9th, 2022. This is a meeting of the Finance Committee. Do I have a motion to open this meeting?
Also moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we are open. Okay, so this is a meeting that we're going to use to take care of a few reserve fund transfers tonight before we actually have our town meeting. We usually typically will meet here in the library when we do this. Yeah, so on the agenda we have final budget discussion. Does anybody want to have anything to discuss about the budget before we take up the transfers? Any questions about anything?
Not unless there's been a huge change.
I think we're ready to go. Everything's balanced and
Did the
buttoned up.
CPC, did they meet? So it was full.
The motion will be on the article from items A to H.
okay, so the first transfer from the reserve fund is from the Board of Health. It's for the amount of $6,000. The present balance in there is $6,500, and this is to cover, I believe, additional expenses related to the community nurse program due to COVID.
That's correct. And that's why there was more money put in next year's budget too.
To cover for that.
Yeah,
Okay.
the price has gone up.
Make a motion to accept.
Okay, we have a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? If there's no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Nobody's opposed? Okay. Motion passes. We got 6 here.
No.
All right, so the next one is from the Board of Selectmen. It's in the amount of $15,000. And this is to cover certification fees for several town employees. Do you want to speak to any of that?
Yes, every 3 years, anybody who's MCPPO, which is procurement certified, has to re-up. Well, if you don't re-up or recertify every 3 years, then you have to go through the whole program. We have folks, the 2 folks at the DPW, we've got a new fire chief. The police chief has never had it and should. It helps with our insurance, it helps with our audit, it helps with a number of things. And it's about $800 to $900 a course. There's 3 courses
For each individual.
to get certified.
Okay. Is there a deadline for them to make? Like, do they have to do this by a certain date?
It's up to the Inspector General's office. Right now, we have to schedule them, and it's online courses.
So this money doesn't have to be spent before June 30th?
Well, to reserve spots, the sooner we get it in, the better.
All right. So this is gonna come out before the end of this fiscal year?
I'm going to try to register all of them.
Okay.
Then it's up to the Inspector General. If he accepts it, the registration, then we spend the money. If he doesn't, or his office doesn't, then I'd just be returning it.
And this is gonna leave us with enough of a balance to cover any other expenses before the end of the fiscal year? Like any other transfers that are gonna be coming down the road here?
Well, we'll be looking for the after May transfers among the departments. We've got overtime costs in police and fire that are my only worry right now.
Okay.
Question, sorry. So you said it was 800 to 900, 3 courses. So at most it's 2,700. So 15,000 says there's 5 or 6 people that we're looking at. So the fire
Yeah.
chief, the police chief, 2 other people.
DPW and COA.
Okay. So even at that, so there's only 5 bodies, so 15 is gonna build in some cushion, and so there's gonna be some extras, because we know it's not.
Well, anybody who has it, like myself, has to be recertified every year.
Okay,
And the problem is, with the IG, it's first come, first served.
okay,
And if you don't get it in, you're not in the queue.
okay. So if this is to cover the application, so everyone gets certified, plus the renewals, is 15 gonna get us there then?
Yes.
Okay.
And I said, as I said, if we don't get in the queue,
Then
then,
it's just money will come back anyways?
Yes.
Okay, I'll make the motion.
All right, we have a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing there's no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No one's opposed? The motion passes. You want those? Okay, so it looks like the last one, this, I think this came in from Lisa Leonard. And it has to do with the fire chief salary. So this is a transfer, so it's not necessarily coming out of the reserve fund. It's a transfer from one line item to a different one. So they're gonna transfer $2,931 from salaries, fire, full-time staff, to the salary fire chief line item. So the Chief Gallagher's contract was ratified after the FY22 budget was approved. Is that what they're referring to in this?
yes.
Yes.
And it's at the suggestion of the fire chief, that was an account that we could take it out of the reserve account.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I should, if I can. So is Chief Gallagher still being paid? And so.
He's still on the payroll.
He's still on the payroll, he's still working.
July? Yeah. and
Okay.
After July.
And is the new fire chief now the fire chief, so that's why we're moving it
No.
from one to the other? No? Okay, so why do we need to, so we're moving it simply because we didn't allocate enough to cover the
Correct.
chief's budget?
And there's
Gotcha, 'cause
more
we-
in that.
Okay. Just want to get my facts straight.
We have a motion, do we have a motion?
I'll motion.
We
Second.
have a motion, we have a second, any further discussion? Seeing there's no further discussion, all in favor?
Okay.
Aye. No one's opposed? Chair of the Board of Selectmen has to sign this. That's it. So that takes care of the transfers, I believe, for tonight. The only thing we have to vote on is some minutes. So we have some minutes from March 16th. In attendance was myself, Pete Benoit, Eric Chu, Sue, and Bob.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Okay.
Aye. Minutes are approved from the 16th. Next set of minutes is from March 23rd, 2022. In attendance was myself, Pete Benoit, Eric, Sue, Bob Ferrera, and Eric McGlynn. Eric McGlynn's not here, so.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, these minutes are approved as well. Does anyone have any old business they want to discuss? New business? No new business?
We'll have new business.
I've got some new business, but, no.
Usually this is when you speak up.
Yeah.
Anything earth-shattering going on that we need to know about?
Not until after tonight.
Okay.
I've already put together the list for the fall.
'Cause this has been a tumultuous year, to say the least, right? Next meeting date to be determined. We don't have anything set for now.
There should be something before
There'll be
the
some-
end of the fiscal year.
Yeah, there usually always is some things that we have to clean up.
How is the town meeting going to be held tonight without a moderator?
We have a
We have-
Oh,
moderator.
you had a moderator?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So under new business, I can mention that. So under new, we have
Oh,
Mr.
it's
Les
awful nice of
Dakin
you.
is going to be the town moderator.
Town moderator.
Our former selectman, so I think that's a good spot for him. He understands how the town meeting is run, and I think he'll do a good job.
Who is it?
Let's
Les
take
is
it.
Les Dakin.
Oh.
Yep. I thought you heard me, I'm sorry.
No.
We've been meeting almost daily.
Yeah, I spoke to him as well, to go over a
Good
couple
man.
things.
So sometimes you need to take the road less taken.
Hey,
I couldn't pass it on, I'm sorry.
on that note.
On that note, motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Stand-up comedy right in the finance committee,
Cut it
okay?
out.
We have a motion to adjourn, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.